Hi, today's gonna have to be a quick one. Well, quicker because I've got my therapy appointment coming up. But I just really wanted to get some things out that I've been ruminating on. Today's my last evaluation for autism. I have done 3 sessions so far, so this will be 4. Today's like in-person testing. It's probably going to be like 2 hours. I've done that once. The other 2 were just like talking, and I don't know, I'm just like trying not to be afraid of being invalidated and not getting a diagnosis and feeling like, well, what do I do with all of these things that I struggle with that sound like autism? Like, I've looked at the DSM-5 criteria. I have listened to other people talk about their experiences. I've done my own research, and I don't know what else it could be. I've got the sensory processing issues, I've got the social issues, I've got the, there's so many things that I struggle with. I am slow to process things. Like, I have issues with that. I need things to be really structured and routines, and if I don't, then I feel like my mental health, like I talked about last time, my mental health just like plummets because I need those things. Like, I've been struggling at work with being able to read my boss. Like, I don't like interacting with my boss just because I feel like my brain hurts every time because I'm trying to figure out what she's saying, what she means, what is going on, and our brains work very differently, and it's really hard for me. It's to the point where, like, I'm not sure if I can keep doing this job for as long as I want to. Like, I'm gonna try and stick it out as long as possible, but like, I was like, oh, I'll do this for like 2.5 years. I'm not even a half of a year in and I'm feeling this way, and I'm like, I don't know. But I'm so afraid of being invalidated and feeling like, so I'm just a failure then? Like, I'm just struggling because of what? Like, what's the reason? So yeah, I keep trying to tell myself that even if I'm not diagnosed, like, I still know that those things are real, and I can still accommodate myself and, stand up for myself. It just feels like it's going to be so much harder if I don't have the diagnosis. Like, I hate having to advocate for myself. I just want to be understood and accepted, and I feel like even though a diagnosis isn't going to be like some miracle thing where people are going to understand me, because that's just not, I've heard from enough autistic people that's not how that works. But at least then I won't get the imposter syndrome every time somebody says, you're not autistic, are you sure you struggle with those things? Because you're able to do this thing. And I'm like, yeah, you're able to listen to loud music. You don't have sensory issues with sound. I'm like, no. I like to listen to some music loud sometimes, and it's my music. I'm in control of it, and there's not a bunch of other things going on. Like, it's totally different than the loud buzzing noise coming from the mechanical room at work that I have to plug my ears to go past every day. Like, it's just, I don't want to feel like I don't know myself, because I feel like this process has helped me so much. Accepting that I'm autistic has helped me so much in just like not beating myself up all the time for everything that I struggle with. like, just allowing myself to be and loving myself anyways, and knowing that, like, that's not something in my control. I'm not a failure. I didn't try to be this way. I didn't ask for any of this. I just am, and that's okay. And there's some really beautiful things about it. Like, when someone tells me something that they like, I will remember that and I will get it for them. I remember those types of things. If it's somebody I care about, for sure. But, like, there are certain things that, like, I'm really good at because of it. Like, I can focus on a task and do that for, like, 6 to 8 hours straight. Like, and not get, like, upset about it. Like, I enjoy that. So, yeah. That's how I'm going. That's how I'm feeling today. I want to express some of this to the evaluator today because I don't know. I've been trying to be extremely open and honest with her because I just want her to have all the information possible to, like, understand me, because I know that she only has limited time with me and she doesn't really get to see what I'm like every day. So, like, I've tried to do everything that I can, but, like, I just kind of want to let her know before we even get into the testing today, like, hey, this is where I'm at today. Like, not that I'm telling you have to diagnose me. Like, I obviously I can't do that and I wouldn't want to, but I just want her to know that I need answers. So if it's not autism, then tell me what it is, because I am not going to just accept a no with no explanation. Like, I have been told that for other things in the past. Mostly lab related things. They run all of these labs and say, oh, you're fine. And I'm like, but I'm not fine. Like, that's why I'm here. I wouldn't be here if I was fine. And it's just so frustrating. And I don't want to go through that again. Especially not with something like this, where it's like, this is life-changing for me. It already has been. And if it's taken away, like, I don't know what I'm going to do if it's taken away. I know what's going to happen if it does happen that way, and I'll feel like it was a misdiagnosis, and I'll want to find somebody else. And I don't really like that prospect, because I don't want to invalidate her work and all of the things that I told her and all of the work I'm doing. But I've realized, like, I didn't know a lot of things going into this. Like, I had just started discovering that I might be autistic. So I hadn't even really begun unmasking when I started doing the evaluation. And so I don't know. I guess I'm kind of worried about that too. Like, maybe now that I've been trying to unmask for like 3 months or more consistently every day, that maybe, like, those things are becoming more prominent for me. Like, I think it's just, I'm allowing myself to be and not try to be somebody I think other people want me to be because of this, like, what I have watched other people do, or what I have, words here and there that people have told me, like, oh, you need to speak up, or you need to show more emotion, or you need to be happy. Like, even though I am not happy, like, I just don't show it the way other people do. And so, like, putting on this mask, I've been doing that for so long, even though it's not necessarily been the most successful. There are definitely times where I still get those comments, even though I was told them when I was like 10. and have been trying to mask ever since. It's just like I'm trying to allow myself to not do that, but it's really hard to know sometimes when I'm masking and when I'm not. I realized that the way that I am with my partner is the most unmasked that I have been ever. And since I was maybe a small child, before I was self-aware, and I do act kind of childish and silly, and I think that's okay. I enjoy that. I just don't let myself do that around other people because I don't want to be like that. I'm not even comfortable being that way in front of other people. Like, my partner brings that out in me. They may also be autistic. They were never evaluated, but they were possibly diagnosed with OCD when they were really little. And the more I looked back on the stories that I was told about them, I was like, I don't think you were necessarily OCD. That could have been autism presenting itself that way because they look very similar. It just, one is like a fear of something bad happening if it, like, you don't do the thing repetitively. But like, when you're so little and like not able to really communicate, it can be kind of hard to tell which one's which. And also, they like went through a phase of not talking at all for like a year or more, and I'm like, honey, no, that's not normal. But I'm not a professional. I've just been really diving into research on this because I want to know. Like, I research everything I'm interested in, but like, this is something that is, the way my brain works, and it affects every aspect of my life, and I'm like holding on to it so tightly. I just don't want it to be taken away. So yeah, today's my last appointment. We're gonna see how that goes. I cannot get a read on this evaluator. Like, she seems nice, I guess, but like, I get nothing from her. Like, not that, I mean, it's kind of an autism trait to like not be able to read people. And yeah, it is hard for me in a lot of other situations, but like, I don't know, her in particular is like even harder for some reason. But I don't know. I am nervous, not in like a panic attack kind of way though. Like I said, I haven't really had many panicky feelings since I've been unmasking and allowing myself to believe that I'm autistic. Only a couple of times, and that was related to something sort of traumatic happening in my family, and like that, totally unrelated to autism or just like normal life circumstances. So like, that wasn't really something that I was upset that I had that reaction. Like, yeah, I still struggle with anxiety sometimes, but like way, way less. So I'll take it. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm too tired to be anxious because I am pretty tired today. But like, I don't know. I'm not. I might be closer to, but I'm not like super anxious. I'm just. I've been invalidated before, and I know how it feels, and I don't want to feel that way again. And so that's just how I'm feeling today, and I'm gonna keep rehearsing what I'm gonna tell her all day in my head until the appointment, because that's what I do. I rehearse everything, especially something important, but like, I rehearse stuff all the time, and that's probably taken up a lot of brain power that I could be using on other things, but I don't know how to not do it. So, yeah. I'm not really good at ending these because I don't know. So far, I have a whole 0 listeners. Again, I'm not really doing this for the listeners as much as, like, I just need to verbally process things, and I would love to be able to find people that relate, and, you know, I mean, I just haven't actually talked to them. I've just listened to their podcasts and been like, oh my god, we would be friends, but also I'm too scared to reach out. So, yeah, if you're like that, if you know, people start listening and you feel that way, like, I totally get it. I'm in that boat right now, and you do not have to reach out. But if you want to, great. I am, like, the worst at initiating any type of conversation with anybody. I hate it. So if you reach out to me, I will definitely respond. I just don't like doing the reaching out. So I think I will try. I've wanted to, like, get completely through the podcasts before I reach out so that I know that, like, I'm fully up to date and I'm not, like, bringing up stuff that they talked about in a later episode. I don't know. I think that's a weird thing that I probably shouldn't do, but right now I'm just binging this one and then, like, okay, when I'm done, then I'll reach out. We'll see. Might discourage myself from doing that too, but yeah. Yeah, life is crazy, and stay safe, and you're enough.